I feel that everybody has the potential to do that, because everybody, your biggest obstacle is your own ego. It's insidious. You don't really even know that it's what it's doing, because there's so many things that people do that they enjoy, that they're, like, for instance, almost everybody has something that they do that when they're doing it, they just really, they enjoy it. There's no fear in it. There's no fear of failure or being judged. There's no concerns about how they're going to do it. It's just this free flowing. They see it and it feels natural to them. And it could be the simplest thing, simplest little thing. Maybe it's playing a guitar. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's organizing things. Maybe it's numbers. It could be anything. And if you ask yourself what that is, you'll start to see it. And if you can find a way to make a living out of it, which is absolutely possible, you'll have a happy life, because you'll be doing what you really enjoy, and the success is a consequence of doing what you enjoy. So that's the thing that I meet a lot of young musicians, and they kind of feel that they have a goal to be successful. And until they have all of the successful accoutrements, the millions of dollars, the fame, the adulation, the Grammys, the magazine, then they'll be happy, But really, I don't know. I don't know anybody that has really had a substantial impact or career in any business that didn't find a great enjoyment in what they did. And if they were the miserable son of a bitches that some people can be, then they fought the whole way, and to get to a particular point, and marched over anything in the way. And when they got there, they're more miserable than ever because it's not satisfying.
Do you think that you've particularly had to deal with that? Because I know you've said on record before that you've had depression sort of issues and stuff. Do you think it's been particularly important for you to understand that? I come from a family my father suffers with depression as well, and that cost him marriage and all kinds of stuff back in a time when it wasn't diagnosed, and he was just miserable.
Yeah.
And everyone said, "What do you got? You got this successful business, you got money, you got kids, wife.
Yeah, none of that matters.
Come on, snap out of it.
Snap out of it." Yeah.
And we all know now that, and certainly lifestyle, physical fitness, healthy living has helped massively more than drugs. Or I don't mean recreation. I mean as in pharmaceutical drugs. So, but I can imagine if it is a state of mind, it must have been quite helpful for you, quite therapeutic for you to be able to just be able to pick your life apart and go, I understand what I need to surround myself with to just be happy.
Well, you're close.
Right.
And at least this is my experience. I mean, suffering, mental anguish is your best spiritual teacher. Because I was fortunate because this happened when I was young, like 20, between the ages of 21 and 22, 20. And I had a great gig. I was playing with Frank and, with Zappa, and everything was going great. But you can't, it's inexplicable, that kind of mental depression. And it's at that time in 1982, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what it meant, or I thought I was losing my mind. And that's not uncommon, especially at that age when because I was intense, man. Really just intense kind of a person,
Perfectionist, or just, do you think, or just nothing's ever good enough?
Probably all ego, nothing's good. I'm not good enough, and everything. So you create this, all that depression is the quality of the thoughts in your own head. That's what it is. People say it's a medical condition. I don't know, but I know for me, when I started to start looking into myself, I started to, there was this metaphysical bookstore in Hollywood called the Bodhi Tree, and they had all these books on spirituality and everything, And I remember I found this book on, it's called The Magic in Your Mind, and it was the first time that I ever read anything that pointed to the fact that it's you. It's thoughts you're choosing to think. And you had said surrounding yourself with things that will be calming. It doesn't really work that way. You know, whatever you're surrounding yourself with, or whatever you see yourself surrounded by, is actually a reflection of what's going on inside of you, in a sense. But I was very fortunate because I started to find things that brought me to an understanding that what stress is and what depression is, it's the thoughts in your head that you're choosing to focus on because you believe that they're true. And they're just not. They're just thoughts in your head.